There's nothing like a good cursed video to keep you up at night. I find a lot of creepy internet videos far more creepy than most horror movies that come out nowadays. Which one of these clips creeped you out the most? Let us know in the comments. With that said, let's jump right in. I'm your host James, and these are the top 10 cursed TikToks of 2023 you were warned not to watch.
Leave. Stop. You gotta go. Shh, 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 shh.
And we're starting off the list with no solicitors. This video was uploaded to TikTok by Win McPix, who seems to experience a considerable amount of paranormal activity in his home. In this clip, he picks up his phone and starts recording, having started to hear a thumping sound on the door leading to his backyard. He enters the kitchen, and we can clearly see a pair of hands rhythmically thumping on the glass door. It looks like some stranger is trying to get his attention, which would be scary enough given that it's in the middle of the night. But then the cameraman turns the lights on, and the hands instantly vanish. The thumping sound persists though. It's not until he opens the sliding door that the thumping sound finally stops, fading away to the sound of crickets. Just an empty backyard on a cool summer night. This next clip is pretty disturbing. I'm just gonna call it rabies. We see this guy crouching on the ground, mouth wide open, making strange animalistic kinds of noises. You can also hear a couple different men yelling at him, likely telling him to back off. One of the strangest things about this video is that the dude's eyes seem to glow at one point. They have that eye shine you get with many different animals when you shine light on them in the dark. But humans don't have this. At least we're not supposed to. Many have commented on this clip saying, this is possibly footage of a skinwalker mid-transformation. Personally, I think the guy is just on something, and maybe he does have rabies. I really hope not, because rabies is basically 100% fatal, especially when symptoms start showing up. I can't explain the eye glowing other than maybe it's just one big hoax, or maybe it was just a trick of the camera. Whatever the explanation is though, pretty unsettling video.
Who are you?
In at number 8, we have Let Me In. The footage for this TikTok was taken from a YouTube channel called Life of Luxury. I'm under no impression that this video is real, but regardless of that, it's just a damn creepy clip. An effectively scary video. So, this absolutely nightmarish looking thing is standing outside the cameraman's door, pleading with him to let her in, saying, "Help me, it did this to me." Not only does this person have this uncanny valley look to them. Clearly it's a mask, but it's a super freaky one. But the voice is also deeply disturbing. You don't know if this person was just horribly maimed and in actual need of help, or if it was just some psycho wearing someone else's skin on their face.
Bro. Oh my god. Guys, guess who I am?
Next on the list we have dolls. So this video starts off with a woman saying she's babysitting and has found something really creepy in the person's house. We see a life-size doll having been placed facing into a corner as if it's counting for hide and go seek or something. Babysitter is obviously a little freaked out, but also kind of entertaining herself with how bizarre this doll is. Take note of the bells sitting in the doll's pocket, by the way. Then she finds a second doll, also placed in a similar position, hands covering its eyes, facing another corner. Things start getting really creepy when the babysitter decides to personate one of the dolls, walking away from the camera, covering her own eyes and facing the wall. And in the reflection of the mirror, we see this. Something walks past, a small, dark figure. She starts filming again a little later on because the lights have been flickering. Then we hear the faint sound of a small bell chiming. Also, see if you can spot something walking out of the room just as she pans the camera after hearing the bell. At this point, she's completely freaked out, decides she needs to leave, when suddenly the room goes dark, sounding like a lamp or light bulb has been smashed.
Am I still beautiful to you, Sophie?
And at number 5, we have Am I Still Beautiful to You? This is a video by Guacboli. I've talked about a couple of her TikToks on this channel before. They're great. She's done some super eerie stuff. I really like this video though because it definitely feels like it's in that analog horror kind of realm, which I really love. Her face isn't just changing into this horrid, ghoulish appearance. It kind of glitches back and forth along with the audio skipping. And speaking of audio, it's the sound that really gets me in this video. I mean, the visual is disturbing too, but I mean the audio. She's lip syncing the words here, obviously, but the voice saying, "Am I still beautiful to you, Sophie?" It's so present in the mix. It feels like the voice is speaking like right into your brain. But you also get this hiss of a low quality recording too. It's just really unnerving. In at our next spot we have, I'm just gonna call it the Ghoul. So this looks like it was filmed at some kind of haunt or something. Of course, this is someone in a costume, but I don't care. I saw this walking up to my car window. I'm passing into the next life. Even though this is not a real ghoul, there is one thing that is very genuine in this video, and that's the camera woman's reaction. She sounds genuinely terrified, almost like she's on the verge of tears. Not sure why she thought it'd be a good idea to roll down her window. Like, as this thing got closer to the car, kind of deserved to have this creature lunge at her. Anyway, whoever was in the costume did a great job. That's the kind of performance I want to see in my horror movies. Next up, we have He Will Find You For Real. This video was uploaded by Spencer Lackey and was captioned, "Do not watch all the way through. He will find you for real. He will find you for real. He will find you for real." Well, I watched all the way through, so hopefully this is not the last time you'll see me on camera, although I'm sure some of you would probably be fine with that. Anyway, we watch as various still shots of different rooms in a house are shown, with text saying that the video is cursed, warning us not to continue watching. We also hear narration in an unnaturally low tone telling us to wake up. Each shot is brightly lit until it isn't, and almost all the sound cuts out, aside from a mysterious low-frequency rumbling. Now we cycle through each room, which is now shrouded in darkness, and then bam, a ghostly face appears in the shadows of one of the rooms. Anyway, I apologize, but we are now all cursed. He's going to find us.
Smoking, and when she passes, each when she
Number 3, Faces in the Closet. What makes this video extra creepy is its origins. Nobody seems to know exactly what this clip is from. It was originally uploaded to TikTok by Horror World 29, but that account is not around anymore. Some commenters think it could be from a Japanese horror movie, but nobody's been able to find this particular clip in anything. The video starts with a young girl wearing a mask, playing in an apartment. Her mom walks in, her face is too pixelated to make out any of her features. Then the camera pans over to their closet, which is open, to reveal what look to be disembodied heads piled on top of each other. And just to top it off, one of them blinks. It's a deeply unsettling clip. The heads are almost ghostly looking with like off-gray skin. And then the VHS-like quality of the clip and just lack of sound makes it even more strange and obscure. You just don't know what you're looking at here. Pretty much the definition of a cursed video. In its second place, we have the haunted construction site. Another TikTok by Win McPix, who seems like he can't escape the paranormal even when he's outside of his apparently haunted house. He states in the caption of the video that he was invited to visit a haunted construction site before the demo. He starts walking around, filming, going into various empty rooms. He enters into a hallway, stating that it's much colder than the other areas. He points the camera into one of the rooms, where he not only hears a thumping sound, but sees a dark, shadowy figure lurking in one of the corners. He walks into the room, only to see the figure vanish. But whenever he leaves the room and pokes his head back around the corner, we see the shadowy figure reappear, peeking out from inside the room.
Smile at you.
And at our number 1 spot we have It Doesn't Always Work. This is another video by Spencer Lackey, who really needs to be given the green light to make his own horror movie. This guy just has a knack for horror timing, and some of the things in his videos are just absolutely like terror-inducing. This video reminds me of some of my nights being awake from sleep paralysis, which is not fun to think about sometimes. But in this clip, we see Spencer lying in bed, looking up at his ceiling fan. For a brief flash, we then see what looks to be a gaunt old man looming over the bed. But Spencer closes his eyes and the figure seems to have disappeared. Only it may still be in the room. Spencer slowly averts his eyes to the foot of his bed, and that's when we're greeted with this. And I think that's a perfect time to close things out. With all that said, I've been your host, James, and I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video, if I'm not cursed.